All right, morning, guys. Forgetting what to do these here. All right, guys, good morning. I'm Bonnie. Nice to see you all coming in here this morning. We'll get started at 10 o'clock, so just a couple minutes. Okay, we're going to start low again today. So if you're looking for where should I go, grab a seat and start your process of coming into our yoga this morning. And as usual, I'm not checking messages, just time. Alrighty, here we are. Boy, this is our fourth Wednesday morning of doing this. Where does the time go? Huh? Time is really interesting right now, isn't it? We always wish for more time. Now we've got it. In some ways, we're not sure what to do with it, right? So thank you all for joining me here this morning. Again, I'm Bonnie. For those of you who don't know me, nice to see a lot of you whose names I recognize out there. So welcome. As I said, let's start low this morning. Find a comfortable seated spot, whatever that looks like for you. Thought we might start with a little pranayama, a little breath work this morning. You know, every time I turn the news on or read something anymore, I mean, breath, 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 breath. It's everywhere right now. And such a focus of this practice that, yeah, I thought we'd work a little bit with that. So from whatever comfortable spot you have found, whether it's cross legs, straight legs, if you want to lay on your back, right? Close your eyes, or if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, just kind of relax the lids. Let your attention start to move from whatever it was that was going on this morning. You know, I don't know if you're a news watcher in the morning or have been doing breakfast for the family or some school with the kids, right? Schedules are not what they were a month ago, so we're in new territory there, many of us, right? So as we come into our practice, we work with the idea of letting all of that that has gone on before, that will go on after, just move to the side. You know, put a visual container there and put that stuff in there. And for this 1 hour this morning, give yourself this time. Let your attention drift to what's going on with you. As you sit here, what do you feel in your body? Are there any particular places that are talking to you? You know, a little squeak in the hip, maybe a little tension in that shoulder, tightness in the neck. Maybe you're feeling fantastic. Wouldn't that be nice to find, right? And then continuing kind of that physical observation, moving into the breath now. Without trying to do anything fancy with your breath or change it up. Just take a minute to notice how it's moving. How's it feel? I've noticed many times when I plug into this observation personally lately, I'm finding myself to be kind of shallow and short in my breathing. And of course, right, whenever we think that, we're like, oh my God, am I okay? Little added anxiety perhaps with that observation lately. But the reality is, guys, when we are feeling anxious, when we've got stress, those kinds of things, they tend to create a more shallow breath in the body. It's a sign that we are kind of into that more wired part of our nervous system where we feel like, oh my goodness, we have to do something, that fight or flight response. And one of the things I just love about this practice of yoga is it's subtle. But through this practice, in particular through manipulation of the breath, we can begin to calm that place inside of us, that nervous system response that is wondering what to do. You know, we've all got adrenaline and cortisol and all of those body chemicals that are byproducts of stress, of anxiety floating around in our bodies right now, many of us in greater quantities than usual. So we're going to take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly here, guys. And use that touch of your hands on your chest, on your belly, to notice the movement of your body as it breathes. As we inhale, feel the chest expand outward into the hand. Also, be sure you're allowing your belly to expand outward into the hand. With your exhales, notice the contraction. Contraction of the chest, the rib cage. Contraction of the belly. Think of emptying with that exhale as completely as you can. Get rid of all the breath. And so often as we start with this simple observation of the breath, bringing it to a conscious part of our minds. Usually breathing is completely unconscious. Here, we make it conscious. And I repeat myself endlessly, but so often as we bring the breath to that conscious forefront of our mind, we find that it slows, that it becomes richer. That it becomes more nourishing. And we may even find that a sense of calming begins to come in to our minds, to our bodies. I have the pleasure of seeing my mom joining us from across the country. And, you know, when I used to get rather upset as a child, still do as an adult. And I always remember my mom saying to me, just breathe, Bonnie, just breathe. That sticks with me today, right? When things are feeling crazy, when things are feeling out of control. We can always just breathe. And it brings us back to our center. And in these days when the days are often kind of crazy, we're all over the place. Knowing how to come back to our center provides us a place to come home. To come to where it's all okay. Find that power in your breath, guys. And as we start to move today, let's keep big focus on the breath, okay? We're going to start a little floor-based stretchy stuff. Let's take our right leg out to the side. Your left foot is going to tuck in, so the knee's bent. You can have your heel in towards the groin. You can feel free to take it a little further down into the thigh if that works for you. And left arm. Just take a big old reach up and over towards those right toes. Just take a little pause here. A few breaths. I'm a big fan of working in the side body. Again, it comes back to breath. You know, your lungs don't have muscles, right? It's the muscle around the lung that creates that movement of the inhale and the exhale. And so it makes sense, right? If the muscles around the rib cage are tight, it affects the breath. All right, guys, next couple breaths. Take your left hand back behind your head. So you bend your elbow and just cup your palm on the back of your skull where it fits there nicely. And create a little resistance, right? So push your head back into your hand, push your hand forward into your head. You're not really moving anything here. It's just isometric pressure. And that takes you into a little bit different space through the shoulder, through the arm, through the side of the rib cage. Good. Let your left hand go. Turn your body so that it lines more or less up over that right leg. And keeping a long spine, right? So not as much rounding the upper back and dropping the head, but instead reaching through the breastbone. Think of trying to get the breastbone out towards the toe. Few breaths here. Have some patience with yourself, right? Feel what you're feeling. There's all kinds of stuff going on. If you're not used to longer holds, amuse yourself by going through the various sensations that you may be feeling here in your body. Good. And then we're gonna walk to center, guys. Your body stays forward. Just walk the body around so that you're lined up between the legs. Couple breaths there. Perhaps noticing how sensation has shifted. This feels real different in the leg, in the hip, in the low back, in my body. What's going on in your body? So much of this practice comes down to the observation, right? The connection between the mind and the body. We do these moves in the body, but we really notice, right? We bring our heads into the game. Take an inhale, walk your hands back up towards the legs. Torso comes upright. Finish up this side. Nice little twist to your left. Your right hand somewhere outside. Left knee, thigh up in the lap. Left hand back behind you. Spine tall. Chest open. Chin here is parallel to the floor, guys, right? Try not to drop or lift. That can put some strain on the neck. Here, the neck just picks up the exact same spiral as the rest of the spine. And watch not to overturn it. The neck's easier to move than the rest of the spine is. So don't overdo it there. Nice. We'll inhale. Come back to center. Slide your left foot out a touch, bring the right foot in to meet it. We're in bound angle pose. You'll sometimes hear this guy called butterfly. Here, we're gonna hold on to the toes, maybe the ankles, or you can put your thumbs right underneath the ball of the foot and kind of open the feet like a cover of the book. And then a little cat and cow-like movement here as we inhale. The spine arches, it moves into flexion. We lift chin, lift the breastbone. And then with an exhale, belly button pulls to spine, upper back rounds, neck lengthens, head drops. Oh, that felt good. Move with your breath here. Take your time. As you inhale, rise up. As you exhale, belly button to spine, firming the core, using that to move to a rounded spine, extension of the spine. Take another round or two. Think less about the destination, right? The final point of where you're moving here. Spend more time in the in-between, the moving from point A to point B. After you round next time, just come up to neutral. It's a regular seat. And we'll take that little set on the other side. Your left leg is going to reach out. Your right heel comes into the groin. Feel free to take the sole of the foot a little further down the left thigh. Your left hand can move on to the left thigh and take a big reach over with your right arm. Instead of dropping the shoulder forward here, stay elevated. Elbow can bend a little bit if that helps to alleviate tension, right? If we really reach that arm, we get a good stretch, but we may find after a breath or two that it starts to become tedious, right? That reach, that reach, that reach, then it starts to create some holding. So if a softness in the elbow helps, please keep that. Next couple breaths, the palm moves to the back of the head, cup the head in the hand, and apply a bit of that isometric pressure. Head moves back to the hand, hand draws forward to the head. The head doesn't really move here. If anything, the chin just lifted maybe 1/8 of an inch. But that pressure creates some additional stuff, some additional sensation through your right side. Good, guys. Let your right arm go. Rotate your body so you're lined up over your left thigh. And lean forward a bit more. Long in your spine. Again, we're not rounding and thinking the goal is to touch our knee to our nose here. Instead, spine's long, the neck follows the same reach as the rest of the spine, and think of reaching breastbone towards big toe rather than head to knee. Good. And then last one here, revolve your bodies around to center so that you're reaching between the legs. Breaths there. We'll inhale, walk the hands back up towards the legs, and let's move on here, guys. We're going to come into tabletop, hands and knees. Hands wide, crease of the wrist under the cap of the shoulder. Knees, hips distance apart, 2 fists for most of us. A lot of us think our hips are wider than they are. Make sure you don't go too wide there. And I'm a big fan of circles here. Let's start with the hip circles today. Your knees are the root of the foundation. Also, press down through the tops of the feet, or if you have your toes tucked, put a little pressure into the press of the toes. And what that does is it kind of increases our foundation, right? If it's not just the knees pushing down, we're using knees to top the feet. And the hips are just revolving around that root of the knees. And when you're towards the front or the back or one of those circles, pause and go the other direction a few times. Guys, we'll still that movement. And next becomes thoracic circles, your thoracic spine, middle part of the spine. Also refer to these as barrel rolls. So picture yourself inside of a barrel, inside of a tube, whatever your visual is, and you are trying to touch the entire inner edge of that barrel with your shirt as you move around here. So it's up, it's down, it's left, it's right, it's everywhere in between. And again, at the top or the bottom of one of those circles, pause and go the opposite direction a few times. These movements just free up the spine. All of our movement originates from the spine, arms, legs, they're accessories. So if we're able to maintain a healthy movement in the spine, it helps to create a healthy movement overall in the body. Still there. Take a few rounds of your cats and cows. Inhale, head, sit bones lift. We exhale. Belly button draws to spine, and we round. Keep going, guys. Each inhale, long and rich. Flex the spine. And each exhale, long and complete. We round. And again, think not so much about the final destination, the cat or the cow. Think of that movement in between those two places as where you want to be putting your effort. And then for your last few breaths here, just go into a free form movement. Some of those hip circles, thoracic circles, cats, cows. Move your head, move your neck. Create the movement that addresses what's going on in your body. We all have different bodies. We got different aches, pains, different things going on. We're put together differently. So often, working within this idea of listening to your body and creating movement that addresses where you are today. It's such a wonderful way to approach a practice. Good, guys. Let's come still there. And love this one. Do this about every class. Hands to the top corners of the mat. The buns stay high. The chest starts to drop down between the arms. So often when I first do this, I find a lot of tension in my arms, my chest, my upper back. Just check in. How does it feel? And then this is one where some movement really often finds us some deeper opening. The movement is, as we inhale, up, back, rounds, chin drops to chest. We lift up a few inches. And then with an exhale, the buns stay high. The chest drops back towards the mat as the arms lengthen. Pulse that way. A couple more times. And by the way, this is a wonderful little pose to feel what your upper back should feel like when you're in down dog. Often use this one as a down dog prep. Guys, next time your chest is down, pause and notice. Do you feel a little freer? Are you a little closer to the ground? Did you make some space? Did you get rid of some holding, some tension, some gripping in the body? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. We don't judge. We just take the time to notice. Good, guys. And then from there, hips back to your heels. Child's pose. Not going to be here for too long. Don't get too comfy. Just using it to stretch sides of the back. We're going to walk our hands to the left, guys. Your right hand places on the back of the left hand. So the body's in a nice little curve here. And really use that reach of the right arm to, again, find a spot to open through the right side of the body. Here, your head can drop and relax. And really breathe into that right side of the rib cage. My body feels like it's cracking open this morning. I don't know about you guys. We'll switch sides, so walk yourselves back through center. Curve over to the right. Here, left hand places on the back of the right hand. Body melts down. If it can rest on that right thigh, let it do so. And really use, again, that reach of the left arm to create a powerful place of opening through the left side of the body. Rib cage, armpit, back of the rib cage. What do you feel? Again, not just going through the motions, but really keeping your head in the game today. Noticing sensation in your body, noticing the movement of your breath. Breath is thought to move just the energy, you know, that cellular energy through our body. Breath is a conduit for that. Come here, guys. Arms reach forward, pull up into your tabletop, and let's get up. Go ahead, tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Come on into a down dog here. I like to start with knees a little bit bent. Let you work on the lengthening of your upper body. Chest, guys, it should feel as if it is dropping towards the mat. We don't want to round the upper back here, right? Instead, there's flexion in that thoracic spine. Again, just like we felt in that heart opening posture that we did on our knees. As you like, you can pedal your feet here, bending one knee, dropping the opposite heel towards the mat. Just starting to wake up through the back of the legs. Good, guys. And we'll still push back into that down dog. We'll inhale, float forward. You're going to be in plank. Drop to your knees for this first round. Bend your elbows. Drop your chest. Lift your chest. Just a little baby cobra here. Elbows squeeze in. Instead of them pointing out to the sides, they're more or less pointing up towards the ceiling. Legs are long. Breath remains smooth. Good. Tuck your toes, guys. Hips back to your heels. And then lift your knees. You're back in your down dog. Good. Another one like that. Inhale to plank. You can go knees again or eliminate the knees. And exhale. Drop to your belly, your chest. And inhale, cobra. Maybe go a touch higher. Maybe stay low. Couple breaths here. We'll exhale down. Tuck toes. If you can, guys, push back up to plank. And then lift the buns, down dog. Nice. We're going to take one more here. Going to introduce a little variation on cobra that we're going to use in a little sequence of flow. We'll inhale, plank. Knees where you like them. Exhale down. Okay, meet me there. Hands. Move out from either side of the chest. We're on our fingertips. The arms are kind of like wings, right? The elbows point upward. The fingertips press down. I call this one funky cobra, guys, and we move in this, okay? As you inhale, lift the chest. Exhale and come down. Keep fingertips pressing and do it twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. One more. Lift. Good, guys, and come down. Hands slide to either side of your chest. Your style. Come on back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. And let's take a look forward between the hands. And with an exhale, walk, step, take a hop to the top of the mat. We'll be in a forward fold here. Take your hands to your shins. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold back down. Soften your knees. Take a breath in. Roll or sweep to standing. And it's me, mountain pose. Good. All right, guys, let's go through a little bit of slow flow here. We'll do some standing moves, maybe some balance today. Let's inhale, based on sun salutations, arms high, up and over the head. Good, guys. Exhale, arms sweep wide, forward fold. Hands to shins, lift, lengthen your bodies. Exhale, fold down. Right foot steps back, high or low lunge, guys. You can drop a knee or stay off it. And inhale, arms high, up and over the head. If you're in a high lunge, put a little bend in your back knee. It does good things for aligning your hips, your low back. This is crescent pose. If you're high lunge and you bent that back knee, now kick your heel back out. Take it straighter. Good, guys. Exhale. Hands to the floor. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Up to plank. Exhale. To your bellies. Hands out from either side of the chest. That funky cobra. And with your inhale, lift your chest. With your exhale, come back down. 2 more, guys. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Very nice. Slide hands to either side of the chest. Push up to tabletop here. Nice. Reach your left leg back behind you. Right leg back behind you. You just walked up to plank. Then drop your right knee. Move your right hand 2 inches left and sweep your left arm to the ceiling. We've rolled into a modified side plank. Good, guys. If you like, lift your right leg. Flexing that foot draws it all the way up the leg and into the glute. Nice. Beautiful, guys. With your exhale, hand comes down, knee comes down. Push back up, down dog. Tuck toes, lift knees. Kind of a bad cue, sorry. Good, guys. Right leg. We're going to lift it high in the air. As you exhale, knee comes forward to touch your nose. Rounding. Good. Inhale, leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, high. And step. Foot up between the hands. High or low lunge or on your knee. Or high. Inhale. Arms up and over the head. Crescent pose. Good. Bend your back knee if you're in the high lunge. Feel what that does. Ooh, it does all kinds of good stuff in there. Nice. You bent the knee. Now start to extend, kicking the heel back. Beautiful, guys. Hands to mat on your exhale. Back foot steps forward, meets the front. Inhale. Lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Good, guys. Inhale, roll. Sweep to standing, arms high. I'm going to go right down. Same thing, other side. Exhale and fold. Lift and lengthen on an inhale. Refold with your exhale. Good. Left foot steps back. High or low lunge. Inhale. Arms high. Bend back knee. Kick your heel out. Beautiful, guys. Hands to the mat with an exhale. Step back. Down dog. Inhale. Forward to your plank. Exhale to your bellies. Good. Arms out to the side. Funky cobra position. Long bodies. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Push your fingertips. Inhale and lift again. Good, guys. Exhale down. Hands to either side of your chest. Push up through table. Reach right leg long. Left leg long. You found plank. And then, let's see, Left knee to the floor. Left hand 2 inches to the right. Roll to your right, sweeping right arm up to the ceiling. You're in a modified side plank. Option is to lift your right leg. Again, flexing the foot. Really try to pull that up into the glute, the hip. Nice, guys. With an exhale, arm comes down, knee comes down, tuck your toes, lift your hips back and down dog. Excellent. All right. Let's see here. We're on the left. We're going to inhale, left leg high. Exhale. Round, knee to nose, come forward. Good, guys. Inhale, high. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, high. Beautiful. This time, step the foot up between the hands, and with your inhale, high or low lunge, crescent pose. Bend the back knee. Kick the heel out. Beautiful, guys. With an exhale, hands to the mat, we're coming forward this time. Back foot steps forward, meets the front. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, roll or sweep to standing, arms high, up and over the head. And exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good, guys. While we're here, let's again take one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly. Maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze, or drishti, as it's often called in this practice. And just plug back into that breath. Again, on the inhales, the chest, the belly fill. Moving the hands, and the exhales are complete. Good. All right, guys. Let's take one more little standing set here. Let's inhale. This time, knees bend, arms reach high, up and over the head. This one's Utkatasana. We often hear it called chair pose. I hate that name. It translates to fierce pose, powerful pose. I don't know about you guys. I'd rather be thought of as fierce and powerful than a chair. So put that into what you're doing here. Good. Can you sink a little lower? Nice. Excellent, guys. With your exhale, hands to the floor, hips to the ceiling. Take a breath in. Lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Left foot steps back. Ground your heel this time. Inhale up. It's going to be warrior two. Arms are front to back. Hips are to the long side of the mat. Really sink into those legs. Your right knee moves outward. Don't let drop in, right? Keep moving out. That's the hip opener. Beautiful, guys. From here, right palm to the ceiling. Left hand to the thigh or behind your low back. Reach the right arm towards the wall and back of you. Peaceful warrior. Good. We'll release. Arms wide, warrior two. Good. We'll straighten the front leg here. Let's take a triangle pose. Inhale. Right arm reaches super long. Right hand drops to the thigh. Left arm reaching to the ceiling. Good. Bend your front knee. Let's rise up again through warrior two. Good. Hands to hips, guys. Flip your toes the way they want to go here. We're moving into a wide-legged stance. Bend your knees. deeply. Bend your knees, okay? Hands are gonna come to the thighs. I like them a couple inches above the knees, right? And the heel of the hand really pushes back on the thighs as the body leans forward. All right, so there's a little movement in this one. It goes like this. As you exhale, left shoulder drops, look to the right. Inhale, back through center. Right shoulder drops, look left. And we keep going, guys. Inhale through center. Look right, left shoulder drops. Push with left hand in that left thigh. The inhale brings us center. Head to the other side. Take one more in each direction. Last one, we'll be looking to the left. Come to center. And then lose the hands. Lift your bodies up. Hands reach out from the shoulders, palms to the ceiling. This is goddess or sun god for the gentlemen out there. Okay. Good, guys. We'll bring hands to the center of the chest. And as you inhale, straighten arms, straighten legs. Flip your heels out so they're as wide as your toes. Exhale and interlace your hands behind your low back. Good. With the breath in, knuckles extend to the floor. Breastbone rises. Chin rises, but keep the back of your neck lengthened. Have a couple breaths there into that front edge of your body. Good. And then with an exhale, I'm going to take this forward. Lean forward. Hands lift. Body's heavy. Good. With an exhale, hands separate. Drop them to the mat underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in. Straight arms. Lift your bodies halfway. Flip your toes out a touch. And a little side to side movement here this morning. Skandasana, skater's pose. One knee bends. And we shift our center of gravity away from the straightened leg. Real nice movement, opens up the inner thighs. Big stubborn tendon in there. Good. Let's still through center. Flip your toes in. If you flipped them out, line them up with the heels. Take a breath in. Rise, sweep to standing. And exhale. Hands will come down. Walk your feet in. And we're going to hit this on the other side, right? Exact same thing. Bend your knees, arms reach high over the head. Utkatasana, fierce, powerful, right? So your weight is heavy, heavy, heavy in your seat. Think of the weight moving back rather than forward. And then lift your chest off your thighs. Beautiful, guys. And then with an exhale, let it go. Hands to the floor, hips to the ceiling. Take a breath in, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold right foot steps back. Ground your heel, warrior legs. With an inhale, up you go. It's warrior two. Arms are front to back. Hips to the long side of the mat. Really sink into the legs and at the same time, strengthen the legs to lift. Nice. Left palm to the ceiling, right hand finds your thigh, maybe sneaks behind your low back. Right arm reaches to the wall and back of you. Peaceful warrior. Tendency, you probably saw me do it, is to come out of that lunge in the front leg Instead, deepen it. Good, good, good. Nice. Beautiful. On your inhale, up you go, guys. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reach first. Long reach. Left arm, left waistline. Left hand drops to thigh. Right arm to ceiling. Triangle pose. Nice, guys. Beautiful. Exit through warrior two. Bend your front knee and come up. Again, flip toes the way they want to go here. Toes wider than your heels. Same thing, bend your knees. Lean your body forward, hands onto your inner thighs. And a little twisting. Right shoulder drops, look left. Inhale, center. Left shoulder drops, look right. Couple more, center. Drop right, look left. Keep going, guys. One more round. We'll end looking right. When finished, come to center. Lift the bodies upright. Legs stay low. And hands reach out from either side of your shoulders. Again, this goddess sun god. Keep the knees opening back. It's a real nice hip opener in this. Good. Hands come to the center of the chest. As you inhale, arms and legs straighten. Flip your heels out to line up with the toes. Exhale. Hands behind the low back. Breath in. Knuckles stretch to the floor. Open the belly, chest, the throat. Good. With your exhale, forward fold, down we go. Separate your hands, guys. They come to the floor. Take an inhale, arms to straight. Toes can flip out here. We're going to go side to side again. Fingers